Go live everywhere. That'll be good. There we go. Okay. See everything pretty clearly. That's good. Let's start it in a second. Hopefully my volume's working correctly. What's going on, everyone? Okay. There's Hawaii, but that's not a... What island are we on here? It's one of the northern islands. It is live. No, this is live. This is live. There you go. This is in fact live. Good, now I can fix the size of this for everyone to see it better. Let's switch over here. Make this the correct size. And then we'll fix this. I think I might put my, let me switch where the location of some of my things are here. Maybe I'll just put my camera down here so that we can see what's going on up there. All right. I'll let some more people hop in here. And then we'll get started. I gotta figure out where I want to sit. People on TikTok are like, what are you talking about? Did I go live on TikTok? I did, okay, yeah. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, we're gonna talk about everywhere. We'll talk about Alabama. We're gonna do a big long forecast here. Just gonna let a few more people hop in here. See, this area makes sense until I go into recon data, and then you can't see anything. We'll stay living up here, and then if we want to see the live cam, we can go to that mode. I could always live down here too, I guess. Alrighty. How's everything going? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. All right, we're gonna get started here. Give me like 30 more seconds. All right, Tropical Storm Lala is may become a hurricane. We'll have to see. Probably gonna get some hurricane hunters out here in a second. We probably actually already have some hurricane hunters out here. We can take a look at that. We should be able to see their routing actually. We should be able to see if they are in the air. What used to do that? Was that Radar Omega that used to allow you to do that? I think it was. I wonder, does Weatherfront allow me to do that?
New severe thunderstorm warning for north central Sullivan County, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour.
Got it. Thank you.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Sullivan, Tennessee, Russell, Virginia.
Got it.
Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Moving southeast at 20 miles per hour.
I think it was Radar Omega where you could see the actual recon flights flying in. I don't think you can do that. Oh, was it weather-wise where you could see the recon flights flying in? All right. Well, we have lots of... I mean, like, I could go over here into forecast, tropical, and I have all these tools. Tropical analysis, global tropical hazard. I don't think any of these are going to... Let's see here. Saharan air layer. Okay, I'll add that in one of these where we can actually see the recon flights, because I love looking at the recon data live. Let me actually pull that up. Live hurricane recon data. We'll incorporate that into this extension so we can see it better. The whole situation in the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic today and tomorrow was so confusing to me. You know what? We're going to discuss it. We are going to discuss it, and we'll figure it out. Here we go. Live recon in the Atlantic Basin. Hurricane live reconnaissance. Oh, okay. This is what I need to add. Okay. Missions. All right. So then we'll be able to actually see live missions and get live updates. Although this doesn't seem like it's working.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Floyd and Johnson, Kentucky. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Moving southeast at 20 miles per hour.
So I don't see any live missions. There's currently... Oh, that's only for the North Atlantic. Tropical Tidbits does live hurricane reconnaissance. Oh, okay. So we actually can pull that up right in here. So we can actually go like this. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get to the whole forecast. But I can actually go like this. And, okay, so... I'll refuse to connect. Okay. All right. I'll get that fixed. But we can do... Let's just do this. We'll switch over to my right screen. You guys would have to turn your phone sideways on TikTok to be able to see this. But here we go. Let me take a quick look. Mission into Lala. They did find an air pressure of 992 millibars. That was their lowest air pressure on this pass. You guys can see that. If you're TikTok, if you turn your phone sideways, you should be able to see this. So what was the maximum wind speed? I'll add this into my extension so we don't have to go off into a different browser. 992. What was the maximum wind speed they found? Let's take a look here. There's your millibar. There's... don't give me wind speed in knots. I'm too lazy to convert. Okay, so max wind speed. Oh, this must be a new flight that's ongoing right now, because that's saying only a max wind speed of like 34 knots. That must be ongoing. Okay. I want to know all right, 700,000 millibar, 42 knot east. They are finding 54 knot winds at the 946 millibar level. That's almost hurricane force. East southeast. Yeah, right there. That's almost hurricane force. That's at the 946 level. I just want to know if they're going to upgrade to this to a hurricane right here before it makes a potential landfall. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And it could. I mean, 992 millibars. It could be a weak hurricane. Max winds they found here was 54 knots. And that, once again, is at the 946 millibar. I forget, and I'm stupid, and I shouldn't forget this, and I'm sorry, but I forget what level would count as surface winds for upgrading a storm to a hurricane. I mean, obviously, at the surface, we're down at around 1,000 millibars. Is 946 close enough to the surface? 946 is pretty close to the surface. 946 millibar levels, pretty close to the surface. 54 knot winds, what does that convert to? Actually, that might only convert to about 65 mile per hour winds. Someone do the conversion. Quick. I should be able to do this without looking it up. Shame. 62 mile per hour. I was close. 62 mile per hour wind. So not quite a hurricane with this latest pass, it looks like. We'll see if they find anything else. They're going to circle around, and they're going to come back. So, all right, let's do some forecasting. Let's talk about severe weather. Let's talk about the tropics. Let's talk about everything. I feel like I should crack open a Red Bull to do this because we have a lot to talk about. Give me 3 seconds. Thanks for being in the stream. Mods, let me know if you can take things to air, put things in my question bank, all sorts of good stuff like that. Let me know if you can do that. All right, I want to make sure you guys can control chat and everything's working properly. All right. Let's take lots of updates in the Discord, guys. If you guys haven't joined my Discord, Connor's Climate Corner Discord, it's completely free. Every single day, my bot updates hurricane section, so hurricane updates, temperature updates, rainfall updates, severe weather updates, tornado updates, hail updates, wind updates, snowfall updates, wildfire updates, earthquake updates, drought updates, volcano updates, Enzo updates. Do you want to know what's going on with our Enzo? This is updated multiple times a day. It never misses. Well, I shouldn't say that. Every now and then. MJO updates, Colorado State University alerts. Everything is in here. Automatic tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, emergency alerts as soon as they happen, straight from the NWS. People post their storm photos in here. While I'm streaming, if you guys post storm photos in here, if you guys post storm reports, I'll pull them up on stream and we can take a look at them. Weather memes are always a good time. Yeah, so my mods are now able to control chat through my Discord as well, so they can take air. Don't worry, I mean, okay, look, so my mods just took this to air. There you go. Brandon made it. Yeah, Brandon literally just had a baby. Well, he didn't have the baby, his wife did, but he's my mod and he's in stream. So, all right, we'll get started. But yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, just I'm sure my mods can link the Discord. Or if you just add me on Discord, Connor's Climate Corner, I'll just pull you in there. We've got over 600 people, and it's a fun Discord. It's a fun community. But we gotta get started. So I'm grabbing a Red Bull. Oh, I have a sugar-free one left. I didn't think I did. Yes. I'm getting the white peach sugar-free Red Bulls delivered to me, and I'm excited because I don't think I've tried the white peach. Is that what they're called? And everyone says they're the best sugar-free. Yes. Yeah. I have practically cut sugar out of my diet. Not the fake sugar. Cut sugar out of my diet and like cut carbs out of my diet. And I kid you not, I've lost 25 pounds in the last 4 months. And I have never dieted in my entire life. Anytime I've wanted to get in shape, I'm like, I'll just work out harder. And it never works. And then this time I was like, I'm going to try this diet thing people talk about. I've just never... I just like love food. And so I've never been able to diet, but I tried it and it works. It's the only thing that's actually ever worked. Who would have thought, guys? Who would have thought dieting actually works? Crazy. I'm annoyed it took me my whole life to figure that out though. I guess not my whole life. I'm only 18, just kidding. Any reason this is called a hurricane and not a typhoon? Yes, because this is in... Okay, we're going to get started. Because this is in the Eastern Pacific. Western Pacific, typhoon. It's stupid. Believe me. I know. It's dumb. Everything down here in the Southern Hemisphere is called a cyclone. Although, these are also called cyclones too, because a cyclone is like the definition of a spinning... it's like a low pressure system. So that's dumb. But they call these cyclones in the Southern Hemisphere, right? Everything in the Atlantic Basin and in the East Pacific is called a hurricane. Basically, if it's closer to America in the Northern Hemisphere than it is Asia, it's called a hurricane. Think about it like that. Like, as soon as this bad boy gets like right here and it's closer to Asia, they're going to be like, oh, it's a typhoon. It's not a hurricane anymore. It's so dumb. It should just be hurricane, Northern Hemisphere, cyclone,
New
Southern
severe
Hemisphere.
Thunderstorm warning for Allegheny and Surrey,
right?
North Carolina. Wind gusts.
I'm going to mute NIMBY for a second. They're doing a lot of... Our Congress is doing a lot of important things, but I think they should focus on that right now. That's the most important thing. Just... We need legislation to completely erase typhoons. Everything should... It should be hurricane, and it should be cyclones. Let me know if you agree, chat. Let me know if you agree. That's probably the most important thing that our government can focus on right now. I can't think of anything else more important than that. Anything in the Eastern Pacific behind Lala that may affect Hawaii in the next few days? Yes. We've got a tropical depression, although it's going to be moving into this upwelled, cooler water. What's upwelling? When a tropical system moves over a body of water, it sucks all the hot air off the surface and it leaves cold water behind. So this is going to move into upwelled, cool water. It's not going to have a lot of fuel. This might have enough time to develop, and then we'll see what happens there. All right, you know what? We're going to start. Let's do this. Let's get into a little bit of forecasting here. I'm going to close chat for a second while I do this. Mods, if you want to throw if anyone has any important questions, you can throw that into my questions category, reports, urgent, whatever. And then when I'm done doing this forecast, I'll go and answer questions that people were asking while we were chugging along. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into our tropical update first. Tropical Storm Lala. We just look at the latest reconnaissance, and it doesn't look like this is going to become a hurricane. It could. The highest wind speeds they found were at the 946 millibar level, 54 knots, which I almost correctly said. I said I thought that's like around 64 miles per hour, 65, but it's 62 mile per hour winds. All right, not quite hurricane winds, which need to be 74 miles per hour, but it's good. Yeah, it's pretty close. And I will say this: over the last few frames, have you guys noticed anything? Have you guys noticed anything? It's actually looking pretty healthy. There's almost an eye-like feature forming. A lot of people are quick to jump and say, oh, that is an eye. It could just be the clouds parting while it's trying to get that center of circulation going, and this might just close up in a second and actually might not be the official eye. Or it could be just going through a little bit of rapid intensification right before moving into Hawaii. That wouldn't be good. Regardless, the northern parts of these storms are usually the rough parts of the storms, and especially the northeastern quadrant. And, you know, the big island of Hawaii is going to get hit with the northern quadrant and the northeastern quadrant. So regardless of the wind speeds, strong or a lot of storm surge is definitely expected. A lot heavy downpours, flash flooding, mudslides. That's going to be the most dangerous thing here. I think most people probably realize this, but I'll say it anyways. 90% of fatalities when it comes to tropical cyclones, whether it be typhoons, hurricanes, cyclones, are because of water, because of rainfall, or because of flooding. We always think of them as like, you know, damaging wind, and water is the most dangerous thing. So storm surge, mudslides, flash flooding, that is what the people in Hawaii should be mostly paying attention to. Are you in a flood prone area? Are you in a low-lying area? Are you in an area susceptible to mudslides? Are you near the coast? They should understand what's going on storm surge wise. Let's see. Ferry said, the newest intermediate advisory has sustained winds at 70 miles per hour. Oh, interesting. Because the latest reconnaissance flight, unless I wasn't looking at the latest reconnaissance flight, only pushed it up to about 62. Okay. They also noticed the ragged eye feature. Yep. Okay. So the NHC is saying, hey, that also, they're noticing that might be an eye as well. All right. Appreciate the update. And, you know, you can kind of see the ocean through there, right? So it could be the eye. It's just sometimes on the satellite, it looks like an eye and then it closes up. But I will say, you've got nice clouds fanning out here. It's pretty good structure. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an eye. The storm has been strengthening overall. I'll close chat here, and we're going to quickly take a look at our, let's go into here, and we'll look at our recon data. And we're going to go to miles per hour. So 991 millibar pressure. See current peak winds, 63 miles per hour, which is what I'm seeing as well, which is interesting. But you can see, look at the observed winds over time here. The observed winds have steadily gone up. The pressure has steadily dropped down. What do the HAVS-A and HAVS-B models see? We used to look at the HWRF, Hurricane Weather and Research Forecasting model. Now we look at the HAVS-A and HAVS-B Hurricane Analysis Forecasting System. Obviously, guys. Pressure is expected to continue to drop. Wind speeds are expected to continue to increase. You can see on the HAVS-A model at the top there, bottom one, pressure is expected to continue to drop. Winds are expected to go up. Both the HAVS-A and HAVS-B parent models expect this to become a hurricane. Now, this is interesting. The center, it does look like it's beginning to make a jog to the north. Although notice, do we really think it's just going to make an abrupt turn like that? I think this may end up going on the southern side of this track. But regardless, if you're in the cone of uncertainty, you should be paying attention. You know what I mean? We're gonna go over severe weather in a second in the U.S. We're also going to talk about tropics in the Atlantic Basin. We're going to talk about temperatures, rainfall, all that stuff. But I wanted to talk about this first. So, anyways, I hope everyone in Hawaii is prepared. It's looking really nice up here. We can take a look at the cam up on the what island is this up here? Could someone tell me? I'm going to say that wrong. I like how this just says volcano. Okay. I want to take a look quickly here. Looks like that cam might be down. Okay. Anyways, let's move over here and let's take a look right behind here. Area of concern. 40% chance of development in the next 7 days. We also have a tropical depression out here with basically no moisture in it. Very nice spin, though. How cool is that? Really, really. It's actually a... I don't think I've ever seen a tropical depression look so... When I say organized, not from like a moisture and compact standpoint, but like this is an extremely large... The circulation is very clear. The center is very clear. Look at this. I mean, this storm is huge. It just has no moisture. Probably a lot of dry air in here, and we can actually take a look at that really quickly. This, I don't think that Hawaii's going to have to pay attention to this. We'll take a look at the water vapor really quickly here. And this area of concern down to the south too. Again, there's some upwelling out ahead of these systems. There's some cooler water. I don't think Hawaii is going to struggle as much. Not a ton of dry air out ahead of this, but you know what is happening? You have shear off the back end of Lala. So you can see shear out ahead of here. So both the tropical depression, which is Pacific, or both the tropical depression Hernan, and Pacific disturbance 2 are going to be moving through a lot of that shear. This area, we don't got to worry about too much right now. All right. And oh my gosh, the Atlantic is, I guess, quiet now. Okay. Well, not much to worry about in the Atlantic. Both of these areas of concern are gone. I can actually see the dust on the Sandwich satellite. That might be one of the reasons. Let's go to GeoColor satellite. There's a lot of dust here. And I said this last week when we had like a 90% chance of tropical development out here in the tropical Atlantic. I said, are we really thinking that these tropical systems that are lacking moisture are going to push through a wall of Saharan dust? National Hurricane Center, is that what we're really saying? I'm not surprised to see these areas of concern drop off. I did think we'd see one develop for a little bit, and then it kind of fall apart as it went through this region. They're gone. They're done. Go to radar. Okay, so now let's talk about the states. That's got to be at least 200 miles wide. More than that. Mighty Music, more than that. That thing was wide. Okay. Here we go. Here's what's going on around the U.S. 3 mesoscale discussions. Right here, we've got a wind mesoscale discussion. That's the biggest concern. Watch probability 10%. Watch probability 20% here. Wind mesoscale discussion. Wind-driven mesoscale discussion up here as well. Watch probability 40%. So we're really looking at portions of south central, southwestern Ohio, far southeastern Indiana, and then north central Kentucky for probably the most significant threat in the short term. Flash flood watches across portions of Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, southeastern Wyoming, and from Indiana pushing through Ohio, through portions of PA, West Virginia, and northeastern Kentucky. We got some severe thunderstorms currently down here. Nothing crazy, 6-mile-per-hour winds, small hail with these, so I'm not too concerned. Go to convective outlook, NIMBY. Let's do some severe weather forecasting here. So, day 1, large marginal risk stretching from the plains all the way down to the southeast. We've got a slight risk across portions of the central plains, also across portions of Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and Kentucky. Tornado risk? Uh-oh. A little bit. Columbus down to Lexington, up to Richmond, Indiana, out towards Huntington. I was going to say that's West Virginia, right? 2%. We've got a wind risk there. SIG 1 wind risk out here from Hayes, Kansas, all the way down towards Clayton, New Mexico. So we could actually have some 80-plus mile-per-hour gusts in this region. Hail threat, just a little 5%er out there. Portions of the Central Plains, Central Rockies. So tornado threat today. Go to the HRRR. Let's take a look at this. Let's go to our severe weather. We're going to go to updraft helicity, and we'll go to the latest on the HRRR. And looks like we have could have some nice storms firing off around, oh gosh, I just had it. I'm not around 6-7 o'clock. All right. Across portions of Ohio, northern Kentucky, and then pushing out east. The HRRR isn't being very aggressive. We're actually seeing a lot more of an aggressive setup out here over eastern Colorado, pushing into Kansas and western Nebraska later on tonight. So we'll have to watch that. What does the Rufus think? NIMBY, go to the Rufus. The Rufus is a little more aggressive. Not surprised. Makes sense. And out here in this same area as well. Not a super populated area, but this region, evening time, might want to pay attention. Rest of us look okay. Chicago, you could get listen, the Rufus thinks we could get a couple of supercells up here too. So maybe we get a couple surprise strong supercells up through portions of northern Illinois. And then Ohio, the Rufus is being a little bit more aggressive today as well with the storms. So go to convective outlook. We'll take a look at, that's what's going on today. Tomorrow, tornado threat transfers out through portions of southeastern Ohio, through the mid-Atlantic. A little bit of a wind, a little bit of a hail threat, not SIG'd. This is interesting. Day 4. When you have a day 4 risk, that means the CPC, Storm Prediction Center, thinks we could see something significant. So what's going on for our day 4? Well, let's take a look. What do we want to look at the Euro or go to the GFS? We want to take we'll take a look at this. So let's take a look at the 500 millibar GFS. So August 15th, what's our day 4? 18. Okay, let's go to August 18th. There it is. Some nice shortwaves developing. What are shortwaves? How can you notice shortwaves? These are called isobar lines. And when you see these little kinks in the isobar line, that's a shortwave trough developing. What happens when you see these kinks? The pressure is steeper and you get lift. You get forcing of storms in these areas. You get a sharper pressure gradient. You notice how the pressure between this isobar and this isobar is very wide, and the pressure between these isobars are very close. You get a tighter you get a pressure squeeze, and that pressure squeeze enhances winds, forces lift. So when you see kinks like this and you look for where, like, you would really be concerned right in this area here, right? So if I were to say go to radar, I'd probably see some storms right here. Let's take a look, unless there's some inhibition, but let's take a look. We'll go to precipitation, composite reflectivity. Oh, would you look at that? Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy how that works? And then you've also got your 850 bringing up some, you got a little surface low pressure there with your 850 winds, low level jet bringing, pushing some shear into that region as well. So do we have we're going to have a tornado threat here if this kind of persists, but the 500 millibar looks pretty decent through this region. And then it pushes out east. We may actually get this risk zone expanded out towards Illinois, northern Missouri, eastern Iowa. We may get that expanded out east just based off this look. Go to the Euro. The Euro sees it as well. The short waves aren't as pronounced, but the Euro sees it as well. Go to the Rufus. Is the Rufus going to see far enough out? Let's see. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The Rufus does see these short waves developing as well. Right. I mean, the Rufus sees a big area of kind of shortwave development. So again, expect this risk zone to expand. Let's take a look at the 850. The Rufus is aggressive with the shear here. Tuesday could be a nice severe weather day. When I say nice, I mean a dangerous severe weather day, but we'll see. We want to get within 48 hours typically to make our final judgment. So that's what's going on with that. All right, I'm gonna get to answering questions here in just a second. Let's go to temperature outlook. Okay, so hot. South is dry. I mean, the precipitation outlook isn't doing anything crazy. Heat. Where does it look like the most heat's going to be moving forward here? I mean, Gulf region, Southern Plains, Southeast. So, Mississippi Valley. Nothing crazy going on there. Excessive rainfall. Let's take a look. Slight to moderate risk through portions of the Midwest, East Central Illinois, North Central to Northern Indiana, and then a good portion of Central Ohio and Northwestern West Virginia. We have a moderate risk for excessive rainfall today. That risk stretches out east. West Virginia is really going to get hammered with some heavy rainfall here over the next few days. Let's take a look at the national blend. And I need to add this into my voice command because I don't feel like going like this and looking things up, guys, because I'm lazy. Let's take a look at the national blend, and we're going to take a look at precipitation, total quantitative precipitation. Here we go. Let's push out 5 days. Push out about 5 days. There you go. Wisconsin, central to southern Minnesota, southeastern South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, northern Missouri, Iowa, a big portion of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, PA, the mid-Atlantic is getting involved, Michigan. You guys can see what's going on here. Where's the target for the most rainfall? Definitely through here, and then right through this region here. So, isolated areas near Peoria, where we're seeing indications of potentially up to 5+ inches of rainfall over the next 5 days. The West, really not getting involved much. So that's what's going on there. Did I forget anything? Should I get back to chat now? Let's see. Did I forget to talk about anything? Last thing I'll just bring up really quickly here, and we'll go into... Actually, let's turn off... we'll turn off closed cams. And we'll go to tropical, and we will go to tropical analysis tools. Oh, you know what? Here, let me pull up my Discord real quick, because there is something I definitely want to talk about. And that is, let's go into my Enzo updates. Don't forget, you can join my Discord. It's completely free. Connor's Climate Corner. If you add me on Discord, I'll accept your friend request and send you an invite. Or I think my mod should be able to link it. But here we go. Let's take a look at our Enzo updates. Fresh off the press this morning. And this is something that's very significant. In human history, recorded history, our strongest El Nino was 2.8. So we're almost there already. Was 2.8 degrees Celsius above average SSTs in the Nino 3.4 region of the Central Pacific. We're now projected, and this is the mean, projected to hit 3.5. Almost a degree Celsius above the record. A full going 0.3 of a degree over the record would be crazy. There are models that push us a full degree Celsius over the record. I don't think, maybe some people in this chat understand. I don't really think anyone in this chat understands the significance of this as much as I do. Maybe some of you do. I could be wrong. No, some of you probably do. B, Becky, Morgan, Darkness, I appreciate you guys. This is crazy. We really don't know. This has never happened in recorded human history, so we really don't know. We have an idea of how serious, global, the effects from this on a global standpoint could be, but we've never really, we don't have a great documentation of anything like this ever happening. The last time something like this happened, we think was like 500 years ago. So, droughts in some areas of the country will be extra droughty. Flooding will be extra floody, and the Pacific is already on pace to have a historic all-time in recorded history hurricane season, typhoon season, whatever you want to call it, tropical season. So, but we'll see. Pretty crazy. All right, I want to talk to you guys. Let's go to radar. Thank you for tagging that. That's my Discord. We'll switch back over to here. And here's what we'll do. I'll talk to you guys, and I'll let Nimby take us on a little tour of our severe storms around the country right now while we're discussing things. I wish Kansas would get rain. Yeah, not a ton of rainfall in the short term for Kansas. Gonna need a few more Red Bulls, Connor. Yeah. We've got a lot of great features now for the stream, don't we? Where are we right here? Stokes, North Carolina. Sir, North Carolina. Carroll, Virginia. Patrick, Virginia. Small hail. 60-mile-per-hour gusts. Okay. Nimby's going to do some automated coverage for me if you guys are wondering what's going on with the severe storms while I answer any questions. Hurricane in Hawaii. Yep, we were just talking about that. We can discuss that again in just a second. Oh, we did have some questions queued up. Okay. Do you think the eastern half of 2% risk, Jackson, Athens, will be getting storms later? Where's Jackson and Athens? Oh, you're talking about, from today? For today? Here, let's take a look at this. We can go back to the HRRR. Go to HRRR. All right, let's take a look at this. So, and we'll go to severe weather. Reflectivity. We'll go to the latest run. All right, here's the latest run. You can see this area here, because this is where our 2%er is today. Are you talking about this region? Here's where the latest HRRR, and the Rufus sees something similar here, right? We get into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So we are expecting storms out here. I could just take a quick look at the SIGTOR and see if we have any inhibition out here. We can take a quick reading. Request a sounding. When is the humidity going away over Chicago? Not for a while. No, there's no inhibition out here. You have negative 40 convective inhibition. You can see negative 40 sin here, but a lot of low level moisture. This is going to be very buoyant air. Low level shear isn't crazy. You can see we've got really spinny air right here. The air is doing a bunch of loop-de-loops, but the velocity isn't very significant. These lines are very close to the center of these circles, right? If these lines were very far out here, away from the center, you'd have strong winds. And then the direction of the winds is based on where they actually are, like geographically in the circle. So these are northeasterly, right? These are winds moving to the northeast or to the east, and the shear isn't crazy. Okay, lots of Cape, 6,400 joules per kilogram of surface Cape. And how's our helicity? Storm relative helicity. This isn't a very dangerous setup. We could get a couple twisty boys out here today. EF0, EF1s I'd expect, but I always say even if you're in just a 2% with no sig 1, you should be go to radar. You should be go to radar. You should be paying attention. I think it was last week or something. We had a 2%. I forget where it was in Iowa, Nebraska, somewhere up. I think it was in the upper Midwest somewhere. We had a 2% tornado risk. It might have actually been Wisconsin or Illinois, somewhere in the Midwest. We had a 2% day, and we had like multiple EF2, EF3 tornadoes. Like you can get crazy strong tornadoes even if it's just a 2% no sig, if the atmosphere acts a little bit differently than what Storm Prediction Center or what than what these models are seeing. So, but it's not very likely, So that's what's going on with that. And then what is the forecast for Moreline? I don't know where this is. Where's this? Kansas? Illinois? There's one in Kansas, there's one in Illinois. There's one in Wisconsin too? I can't join because I don't have the app. Get the app. Get the app, Leah. Will it ever rain again in Dallas? It will. We could take a look at kind of a extended forecast for you guys if you want. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much for me to cover right now. A couple of severe thunderstorms that aren't too significant. This is the most important thing. I mean, I guess we'll talk about this again here. Let's see what NIMBY has to say, all right? First, let's go to our sandwich satellite, and let's get an on-air briefing from NIMBY. Oh, Davenport. Oh, really? I didn't know that. All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. I think I have NIMBY muted. Okay, let's get a report from NIMBY.
Here is the latest on Tropical Storm Lala. The storm has maximum sustained winds near 69 miles per hour, with gusts up to 75 miles per hour. The disturbance is expected to become a tropical storm later today or tonight and strengthen while it moves west-northwestward near or over the Hawaiian Islands late this week and this weekend.
It's already a tropical storm.
Although it is too soon to specify the exact location and magnitude of impacts, residents should closely monitor the latest forecast updates and ensure that they have their preparedness plan in place. Heavy rainfall associated with the system is expected to begin to impact the Big Island Friday, spreading westward into Maui on Saturday, and across Lanai, Molokai, Oahu and Kauai on Sunday. This rainfall may produce life-threatening flooding and mudslides, especially in areas of steep terrain. There is an increasing risk of wind and wave impacts in the Hawaiian Islands regardless of the exact track and intensity of the system. Hurricane or tropical storm watches may be required for portions of the Hawaiian Islands tonight or early Thursday.
Okay, that was a good update, but why did... I think NIMBY said it's expected to become a tropical storm later because that was written incorrectly in... NIMBY gets information out of these tropical cards, and typically NIMBY only makes mistakes if it's written incorrectly in here. So I think it probably said that that tropical storm Lala could become a tropical storm later on, in the day in this card by accident instead of a hurricane later on. But I can create a failsafe so that NIMBY would notice that it's already a tropical storm and not make the mistake, even if the mistake is written by the NHC or in this card. Okay. Let's check out what's going on. Go to radar.
Weatherfront Live MRMS radar is open.
Yeah, we can take a look at go to HRRR. Okay. Storms later today in and around Iowa. Yeah, take a look here at around 7 p.m. 8, 9, 10, 11. HRRR like storms right down here. Southeastern Iowa. Maybe a couple showers. North central, northeastern Iowa. And then we're watching up here too. Southeastern Minnesota and west central Wisconsin. You said, or was it reading something older since it said it was supposed to start impacting on Friday? It basically NIMBY takes information, and this is what I always say. I'm able to make this extension, and this extension is able to operate a lot because of Weatherfront, and I could make this work on other apps and other weather platforms. I would just have to have it translate the things on those platforms. NIMBY looks into what Weatherfront is seeing and then is able to translate it into voice. So NIMBY was looking at the most updated tropical card that Weatherfront was providing, and if it said that it was going to become a tropical storm, then that's how NIMBY would have read it. But I've noticed because I've done lots of testing, obviously with this extension, I've noticed that like the cards, because it's a human who writes those cards in. Even if for a severe thunderstorm warning, if I go here and I click on this card and you have all the information, this is someone at the National Weather Service putting this information in. It's not at least as far as I know, it's not AI yet. And humans make mistakes all the time. And I'd say like literally one out of every 5 of these info cards make mistakes. And NIMBY would make the mistake if the person at the National Weather Service made the mistake in the card, because NIMBY is seeing what the card provides, the information, and then speaking the most important information in the card, right? Because I don't want NIMBY to go in and say everything that's in these cards. Sometimes there's a crazy amount of information. NIMBY recognizes the most important information, the way the storm's moving. Is there anything life-threatening? Like whatever, and then just tells you the most important information. But if it's written wrong, NIMBY's gonna say it wrong. Why? Because NIMBY is trained, but NIMBY isn't actually AI. NIMBY is not like, I'm not paying this. NIMBY is not AI. So it's coded to understand how to react in situations, but I don't have like $50,000 to throw at just having an AI system running constantly. You know what I mean? So NIMBY is very close to foolproof, but there are times where NIMBY could make a mistake, and that's why I was like I was testing if NIMBY could run like automated streams and stuff, but I don't really want to do that because I don't want NIMBY to say something stupid if I'm off stream and give bad information. And EF1 touchdown in Columbus, Ohio, and we had absolutely no alerts. Really? When was that? I did not release the weather app. Well, this isn't a weather app. It's a weather extension, so it sits over Weatherfront. Give me 1 second. Couple of updates I want to make really quickly. 1 second, guys. Let me open my notepad. 1 second, guys. Sorry guys, I'm just checking something out real quick. Okay. Here, I'm going to turn this off for a second. We're letting Nimby take a nap. Take a little nap. I saw videos looked insane.
Returning to Huerfano in Los Animas, Colorado, where the severe thunderstorm warning remains active. The storm is moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. The primary hazard is damaging wind, with gusts up to 60 miles per hour.
You sure that wasn't
Hail
stronger
up to
than
1
an
inch in diameter is also possible.
So I'm just checking to make sure something's working correct. 1 second, guys. Okay.
Here is the latest for Hamilton and Tipton, Indiana. The flash flood warning remains in effect. Flash flooding is the primary hazard. 2.5 inches of rain has fallen so far. Additional rainfall of 1/2 inch is possible.
Everyone has pointed the finger and kept saying it was straight line winds. I feel like straight line winds would be more likely to do that than an EF1 tornado. Well, no, EF1 tornado, I mean, I guess. EF1 winds, I feel like that'd be really difficult to flip a car.
Returning to Montgomery and Tippecanoe, Indiana, where the flash flood warning remains active.
Car.
Flash flooding is the primary hazard. 3.5 inches of rain has fallen so far. Additional rainfall of 1/2 inch is possible.
Turn off auto briefings for a second.
The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Stevens, Georgia.
Let's go over here.
The severe thunderstorm warning is still active. The primary hazard is...
Shush. Shush your mouth. Do you think it's just slightly south of Cincinnati, or just slightly south of Cincinnati? We're gonna see some brief. We could see a brief week spin up. I mean, today, yeah, you got a mesoscale discussion out here. It's for wind, but go to convective outlook.
Convective outlook is open.
We do have a tornado threat out here today, right? 2%, definitely possible. Definitely possible. A little 2%er. So we'll have to see. Anyways, go to radar. Nothing too crazy going on today. We're watching this region though. Tuesday's going to get spicy out here. Portions of the central to northern plains, in the Midwest. Looks like it has the potential to be a pretty significant day, severe weather-wise. I do think we're going to get this expanding. How I see it right now, it's more, the risk zone would be more like this. Maybe even a little bit further, maybe even like this. But we'll have to see. I think it's going to expand on Tuesday. So far, from the 11th until today at my house, we've had over 4 inches. Holy smokes. That is wild. That is a lot of rainfall, sir.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Wilkes, North Carolina. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Moving southeast at 30 miles per hour.
All right, I'm going to get off. I'm going to post the forecast tropical update that we just discussed. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming more now moving forward since we got everything set up, and posting more content daily. Like every time I go to do content in the morning, I've just been like updating stuff that I need to update.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Stokes and Surrey, North Carolina. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Moving south at 20 miles per hour.
Interesting, no products card is popping up there. Check my settings. Okay. You're my favorite brother. White chocolate 96. I appreciate that. I'm ready for winter again. Me too. And we have so many awesome winter tools that we're going to be able to use in this extension. We have so many cool things we're going to be able to use right in here. I'm excited. Before I get off, I want to take a quick look at what's going on around the country. What are the conditions around the country right now? Not too bad. Not too bad up in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic. A little bit warm in the Mid-Atlantic. But look at Boston, 75 with the dew point of 55. Boston, anyone in Boston in chat? You guys are looking pretty dang nice. Let's take a look. Chicago, you are humid. Milwaukee, gross. Ugh. Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, gross. The Southeast, disgusting. It's 93 degrees with a 73 degree dew point in Atlanta. Ugh. Nasty. Oh my gosh. Tampa 93 with a 74 degree. Miami 93 degrees with a 75 degree dew point. We hate to see it. You see, I'd much rather be in Oklahoma City right now. 100
New
degrees.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Meadows to near Capella to near Pilot Mountain. Moving southeast at 20 miles per hour.
How rude, Nimby. 100 degrees in Oklahoma City, but the dew point's 32.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Forsyth and Guilford, North Carolina. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Moving
we know what El Nino's going to do.
20 miles per hour.
Tung 67. It's going to produce a ton of tropical cyclones in the Pacific, which it already has. And it's likely going to give us a cooler winter in the south due to dynamic heating, more cloud coverage, more storms in the south. But we know what strong or super El Ninos do, but this is going to be the superest of all super El Ninos. It's projected to set an all-time record recorded human history record. Human recorded history, about 150 years. Yeah, Oklahoma City. 100 degrees is fine if it's 32. If it's a 32 degree dew point, I'm fine with that. I do see Hawaii. Yeah, the one camera's not working that I want to look at. We'll look at Hawaii in a second before I get off. Dallas 97 degrees and it's 70. Their dew point is 70. That is disgusting. Dallas might be the worst place to be in the country right now, weather-wise. Like the grossest place to be in the country right now, weather-wise. I haven't seen something worse than that. 97 degrees and 70 dew point. That is disgusting. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely horrible. Phoenix, again, 99 degrees, but the dew point's only 55. I could live with that. Yep. All right. Of all major cities that I've looked at in here, Dallas is the most uncomfortable place to be in the country right now. Who's in Dallas? Anyone in Dallas? You win. You win grossest city in the country currently with current conditions. What's the nicest place to be in the country right now? Billings, Montana, 72 degrees, low air conditioning weather with 54-degree dew point. Ooh, it is beautiful in the Northern Plains and Rockies. Beautiful. Boston is pretty nice as well. Boston weather right now is gorgeous. I don't mind Los Angeles, but San Diego, but they're always nice. Chattanooga. I don't know if I have Chattanooga on here, but I do have regions right around it, so I can check. Let's take a look, because we've got, and I'm adding cities to this as people suggest it. So we've got the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley. We've got the Southeast. So we've got Nashville and Birmingham. So that's your region, and it's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, you look at Birmingham to your southwest. We're looking at 95 with a 70-degree dew point, and Nashville is at 97, 66 degree dew point. Yeah, I'm sure it is disgusting feeling outside in Chattanooga. I'm 100%. But yeah, Billings is... Are you in Billings? You're not in Billings, are you, Becca? Yeah, Billings is beautiful. Billings, Dallas wins grossest place to be in the country right now, weather-wise. No one clip that and get people in Dallas attacking me, weather-wise. And Billings wins the nicest city to be in right now. At least from a quote-unquote major city type standpoint. I could live in this. I could live in this weather year round. 72 degrees to 54-degree dew point. Year round. That's all I want. I want it to be that every single day of my life. Do we have any cameras up in that region? Let's check. Let's check. We do. We have a camera right on your Billings. We have a camera in Bozeman, which is probably beautiful here too. Come on. No, it's not working. The camera's down right now. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. It's one of the ones that goes around. Here we go. It's air conditioning weather out here with no humidity. Yep. It's taking us around the state. Roosevelt Memorial Ranch. Boone and Crockett. Missoula County. Look at this. Please teleport me to Montana. Oh my gosh. God, gorgeous. You're in northwestern Wyoming? I'm sure it's just as nice there. Yeah, so you're not too far. You're up here? Yeah. I'm sure it's beautiful where you are. Go to observations.
Weather front observations is open.
It is, in fact. It's actually very cool up here in northwestern Wyoming. Look at that. Very nice. Temperatures are beautiful. Let's go to relative humidity. Low. You could say some of this is a little high, but not really. Look at out west. Look at out here. It's the relative humidity in Chicago is 100. This is a percent, so it's maxed. It is at the ceiling. It is at the ceiling. But at least it's only 72 degrees. But I'm guessing if it's 72 degrees with 100% relative humidity, I'm guessing it feels like it's like 86 in Chicago right now. Let me see. Yep, it feels like high's 85. Yep. Yep, beautiful up here. Oh, I could have just looked at the wind chill heat index. I could have just switched over to it. Okay, so yeah, we can look at our dew points out here too. Beautiful. Love it. You don't want to be in these purple. You don't want to be in this purple and blue section, guys. Trust me. You do not. Look at this. Okay, this is obviously an old... Actually, no. Is there still snow in some areas in Montana right now? There's no way, right? I know that there's portions of the Rockies that can have snow like through July at the highest elevations. Are there areas like that in Montana, at like the highest peaks that can have snow over summer. This is at 6,600 feet. It says live cams. So are they lying on these cameras? This says it's a live cam and there's snow. But you do see, like, in some of these very mountainous areas, it's like 40 degrees. At the highest elevation, getting towards the hottest part of the day, we're in the low 40s, so wouldn't surprise me. Any pattern changes coming for Texas? Go to the Euro. Let's talk about it.
Euro is open, but I could not confirm 500 MB wind height.
That's okay. I didn't ask for that. All right, let's take a look at temperature anomalies. Let's look at Texas. Hot, 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 hot. Well above average this entire time. That's the 06Z though. Let's go to the 00Z and look out a little bit further. No, there's no cool air in sight on the Euro. Let's see if the GFS is nicer to you. Go to the GFS. Let's see if the GFS is nicer to you. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. This would not be cool air from the north. This would be dynamic cooling tropical moisture, so I don't count that as a cool down. No. We get lots of bursts of cool air on the GFS and Euro up here. Nice cool downs for this region on the way, according to the GFS and Euro. Actually, multiple shots of cool air, and this is actually likely going to trigger more severe weather through this region coming up. This is one of the reasons I think we're seeing severe weather on Tuesday. But man, the Gulf region, Southern Plains, it's a struggle for a little bit. Texas, hot, got it. Okay, good. I'm sorry. I wish I could change that. In the mountains, just came back from a place with pockets of snow. Wow. Yeah, they probably showed that one in particular because that one probably is. I mean, that one was almost at 7,000 feet. So pretty impressive. Look at this. Ugh, the images are so beautiful out of Montana. I have a friend who lives in, I love this whole area of the country. This whole area, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah. I mean, the Rockies. I love the Rockies. But I love this area up here in particular, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. I've been to Montana a couple times. My brother lived in Casper, Wyoming for a while. I saw how beautiful it was there. And I'm actually going to a wedding in Idaho. I'm going to Idaho for the first time in September. I think it's in like Garden Valley outside of Boise or something. Go to radar. I think
Weatherfront Live MRMS radar is open.
I think it's in a valley right to the northeast of Boise, but I'm really excited because I've never been to Idaho. Yeah, where exactly? Oh yeah, there's Yellow. Okay, I was gonna say, where exactly does Yellowstone technically sit? Where's like the center of Yellowstone? Oh, it is right up there, northwestern. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that is where it is. I'd be scared to live there. That thing's gonna blow one day. Probably when we're all long gone. But man, the day Yellowstone erupts, it's gonna be like things just aren't gonna exist in this circle anymore. The crazy thing about Yellowstone is it could be tomorrow or it could be in like a million years. We don't know. That's what scares me about Yellowstone is like, we don't know. It's the same with the San Andreas Fault. It's 250,000 years overdue. We could have a 9.0 earthquake in Los Angeles tomorrow, or it could be hundreds of years from now. We don't know. It's pretty crazy. They are monitoring it, I think, to such a point now, though. We have the technology to monitor it to such a point where scientists say they think we'd have like a few days heads up before an actual eruption. I hope, which would mean people would be safe. But yeah, if you don't have a warning, yeah, it would be like vaporized right in here. And then it would be like mostly extinct in here, and then it would be like uninhabitable.
New severe thunderstorm warning for Lawrence,
crazy.
Kentucky,
I've seen
Wayne,
videos
West
on it.
Virginia.
Oh my gosh.
Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour.
Moving
east at 20 miles per hour.
The pool of lava under Yellowstone, there's just a pool of lava like this big under the United States. It's so crazy. I don't think a lot of people realize how insane the facts about Yellowstone are. Yeah. There's a bunch of things like that, though. There's a bunch of catastrophic things that are going to happen, probably not in our lifetime. The Juan de Fuca tectonic plate, I think that's how you pronounce it. So don't laugh at me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But the Juan de Fuca tectonic plate is like 100,000 years overdue or something like that for a slip, and that could cause like a freaking 100-foot tsunami to push into the West Coast. It's going to happen one day, probably not in our lifetime. You have the San Andreas Fault,
thunderstorm warning for Davie and
which is 250,000 years overdue, which is when it does slip, it's going to cause, or fracture, it's going to cause probably an 8.5, 9.0 plus major earthquake out here. That's going to be devastating. We don't know when it's going to happen. You have Yellowstone, which all of these could happen tomorrow, or they could happen in 100,000 years. You have Yellowstone that eventually, when it erupts, is going to cause tons of destruction. There's also, when I forget what it is, there's a piece of land off the African coast here that they expect to slide into the ocean eventually. It's been getting looser and looser, and when it does, it's going to send like a 100-foot tsunami to the east coast of the U.S. Again, could happen tomorrow, could happen in 100,000 years. There's tons of like devastating extinction events, like minor, like not full extinction, but like minor extinction events that could occur tomorrow, or literally they might literally occur after humans are long gone. So, but it's just, because I love like meteorology and weather, I always think about this stuff. And this is going to sound bad, but part of me, like, because I find it so interesting, like, obviously I don't want an extinction event, but like, I always like, I'm very interested in like catastrophic events. I do a lot of research on them, and I study them, and I like to learn about them. So part of me, like, I really wonder which is going to be first. What's going to be the first one to go? I don't know. It just, stuff's always in my head.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Love Valley, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour.
The fault line in Haiti too. Yeah, I just named like 4, but there's like a ton of crazy things. If you are in the vaporized area, you guys will be the lucky ones, right? The one day when Yellowstone blows, like, you'd probably rather be here than like here, because here you're just gonna like, it's gonna be slow and painful, and here you're just gonna be like, I'm gone. But like I said, yeah, scientists have been trying to like give a multiple day warning if this ever erupts. I mean, the odds are still that this will never erupt in our lifetime, obviously, or in the next 20 lifetimes, but it is pretty interesting to think about. It is pretty interesting to think about, at least to me. Yep. All right. I'm going to go off. I'm going to post my tropical update and stuff like that. Let's see the update. Let's see if we get a good update from NIMBY here.
Here is the latest on Tropical Storm Lala. The storm has maximum sustained winds near 69 miles per hour, with gusts up to 75 miles per hour. The disturbance is expected to become a tropical storm later today or tonight and strengthen while it moves west-northwestward near or over the Hawaiian Islands late this week and this weekend.
Let me see.
Although it is too soon to specify the exact location and magnitude of impacts, residents should closely monitor the latest forecast updates and ensure that they have their preparedness plan in place. Heavy rainfall associated with the system is expected to begin to impact the Big Island Friday, spreading westward into Maui on Saturday, and across Lanai, Molokai, Oahu and Kauai on Sunday. This rainfall may produce life-threatening flooding and mudslides, especially in areas of steep terrain. There is an increasing risk of wind and wave impacts in the Hawaiian Islands regardless of the exact track and intensity of the system.
Let me see.
Hurricane or tropical storm watches may be required for portions of the Hawaiian Islands tonight or early Thursday.
So, NIMBY is reading something that says it's not a tropical storm, which is wrong. So, I'm trying to read where NIMBY sees that. Previous advisory, blah, 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 blah. Laws current remains northwest. Circulation and dynamic model suggests a Big Island later, same lee side. Discontinue track, blah, 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 blah. High pressure. Well, let's turn towards the west. Let's strengthen for center region of NHC. A hurricane, southern Big Island. Significant well-defined radar. Tropical cyclone product. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, I'll look into that. Interesting. The sky is cloudy, not much energy yet, but definitely calm before the storm. Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be heavy rainfall, and there's going to be some good surge on the north side of the system. The northern sectors of storms are always northern quadrant of tropical cyclones are always the most aggressive, most dangerous, specifically the northeastern quadrants, and that's what's going to be pulling in all the rainfall and surge. So you'll definitely see it. The clouds are going to start to pick up. You'll start, if you look up and you actually look at the cloud motion, they're probably flying across the sky right now there. I'm assuming these clouds are moving quick. That's something I always, when Hurricane Wilma passed over, I remember like walking out after the storm passed over when it was still moving off the east coast of Florida when I was younger, and I was like, I've never seen clouds move so fast in my life. They were zooming across the sky. Okay. All right. I'm going to post some of these updates online on my YouTube, and I'm going to get back on and I'll do a little more streaming tomorrow. Again, we're going to start live streaming frequently now moving forward. We're going to get back into the swing of things. So I appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to join, actually, let me see something real quick. If you want to join my Discord, it's Connor's Climate Corner. Sorry, I'm checking something real quick. One second. Oh, wait, what? One second, guys. Okay, so live chat kind of stopped. Okay. I have a few more bugs that I need to, you can see in my chat here, there's a little bit more YouTube chat that came through after what I'm seeing here that didn't sync. So working out a few more bugs with the extension and with kind of the interaction between chat and my OBS. But again, the final bugs are going to be figured out by me live streaming more. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get back to live streaming probably 4 or 5 days a week, so we can do some live updates and so we can make sure that everything's working. Especially I want to have this extension working flawlessly with all my social media interactions and everything like that, my audience section, by the time there's a question here, by the time fall severe weather season rolls back around, and especially winter. So yeah, if you guys want to join Discord, free Discord, updates every single day, hurricane updates, temperature updates, rainfall updates, severe weather updates, wildfire, volcano, MJO, CSU, Enzo updates. Everything's in here. Now I'm like, where'd my Enzo section go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, just add me as a friend, Connor's Climate Corner on Discord, or you can, I think my mods are providing a link that you can click. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone who's in here. 7 new followers. Heck yeah. Did I get any new subscribers? I didn't even see it. It's not telling me if I did. But I will be back on tomorrow with some more updates. Stay safe, especially if you're in Hawaii, Southern Ohio, Northeastern Kentucky, Southeastern Indiana. A little bit of a tornado threat today as well. Alrighty. See you guys.